Hello viewers, welcome to Core for Any. If you hear new, hit subscribe buttons and notification bell so you can never miss any our incredible content. Flutter, Healtho, gyms and fitness app inside today we need to see this here. The sign up flow need to develop here. First of all need to see this here the designs inside the XD files. Now need to open here the XD files. First of all need to create this here the sign up screen, then after the mobile screens, then after OTP verification screens, then after need to create here the name screens, and last ones need to create this here the select gold screens need to develop here. First of all need to export this here the all image and to import inside the our projects. Now need to minimize and to import this here the needed image need to import here. Now need to select and to set this here like this. Now we need to first of all the creates inside the view screen inside creates here the login. Inside we need to create here the new files and to give this here the file name sign up screen dot dots like this. We need to write down here. Now need to create here the stateful widgets and to give this here the sign up screen. And now we need to set this here the materials UI. We need to set this here the Flutter materials. Now need to create here the scaffold like this sets here. First of all need to pass this here the body and to create this here the padding. Inside we need to set this here the const edges insets symmetrics horizontals need to give this here the 13 like this. Need to configure. Now need to create here the children's. Inside we need to create here the columns and children's like this sets here. And first of all need to give this here the space between space const copy here's to paste this here's repeat here's and to end of space between two like this here the rights and to down here the horizontal 13 and set this here and to save this here. First of all need to configure this open these screens. Now need to go inside the onboarding screens and to find out here the logics and next screens. Instead to give this here the context dot push extension methods need to call this here. This is need to explain here the first video inside the details how to create this here the post extension methods and details in explain. If you not see this here the video, please first of all this is video and we need to after creating this like this UI. Now need to set this here the const and to give this here the sign up screen and to semicolons like this sets here. First of all need to needs here the modify these buttons and to create here the on buttons. We need to create here the manually need this here. First of all need to convert these buttons as a containers. Now need to set this here the inkwell like this and we need to set here the on tab events set here. Now need to set here the one more things, create here the children's and to set here the container, remove this here and to set here the one brackets like this. And now need to give this here the width evaluations. We need to set this here the 0. Now need to set here the decorations as we need to give this here the box decorations like this. We need to configure this here. First of all need to set this here the colors. Need to cut here this property and to set this here. Then after need to give this here the borders. Need to set here borders is equal to set this here the types as a line. If not lines, then need to set here the nulls. And now need to set here the border wall. And we need to set this here the color. And to set this here the t dot color borders like this sets here. Then after need to set here the corner radius is equal to set here the corners radius. Circulars we need to give this here the 25 like this sets here. and to configure these years. Now need to remove these lines, no needs, and to done these years, and also need to set here the same comma and to configure like this years. Now first of all need to set this here the margins is equal to need to set here the edges is instant symmetric horizontals, and we need to set this here the 20 and to set this here the const value. Then after need to also need to set here the data inside the context dot edges insert symmetric, and we need to set this here the horizontals as a 20 like this sets here. And one more thing, so need to configure this here the parameters, so need this here is booleans final bool is padding like this configures, and we need to give this here this dot is padding is equal to need to set this here the true. True means enable this padding means margins, and allow it to set this here the conditions as a here if then to set here the dynamic and set here 0, and to remove this here the const value maybe wrong place we need to set this here, copy here this here set here 30, maybe no need here, remove here the padding, remove here set here comma, and we need to set this here the 20. And now need to create here the row and to configure for the image, and to pass this here the parameters as a image we need to need this here final string optional, and to give this here the image, and now need to pass these parameters here. Now we need to check here the conditions. If image not equal to null, then we need to configure this here the size boxed width to set here the 16. Then after need to set this here the children's image assets. Now need to give this here the image, and now need to set here the width as a 20, and height also need to give this here the 20, and to set this here. Also need to copy these conditions and to create here the equal width like this, and now need to set here the container, and to give this here the width also need to set here the equal, and that's to and to expand here the row expanded like this. Need to configurations here, need this here, and we need to save these here, and these buttons are the done. Now first of all need to go inside the sign up screens, and we need to set this here the sign up UI. We need to configure these buttons as a UI. We need to convert into these buttons like this UI need to set. That's why I need to change this here to modify these rounded buttons. Now first of all need to set here the logo, need to pass here image assets, and we need to give this here the names as a app copy relative path, and to paste this here. Now we need to set this here the width as a context dot width, and multiply by 0.7, and like this sets here. Then after we need to set here the speak height space. We need to give this here. Now need to use this here the size box controls and to give this here the height as a 100. Like this we need to configure this here and to set here the const value. Then after we need to create here the mobile numbers buttons. We need to develop here to set here the round button, and we need to set this here the titles as a mobile number, and also need to set here the on press event. Now need to set here the types, as you need to give this here the round button type lines, and also need to set this here the font weight normal. So need to set this here for this button, set here normals, and to set here the comma and to save this here. Now we need to run these apps and to open this here the simulators already runs, and to this here the showing these centers. We need to need this here. First of all need to go here, expand, and to set here the text styles, set here the line as a centers, and to save this here. Now fix this here, and also need to fix this here the UI issue, and now need to go inside the split screens and to increase this here the heights onboarding screen, not split screens, and to fix this here the skip buttons issue, set here the 17, and now need to UIR the fix, and now need to click on next, and then open this here the mobile numbers. Now need to set this here the image, and also need to disable here the paddings, set here paddings as a set here the false, and to show this here. Now need to pass here the image parameters and to set this here. Now need to find out here the phone number image relative path, and we need to save this here. Now like this UI are the showing here. Now need to develop here the Facebook and Google buttons. Now first of all need to copy this here the heights and to give this here the fixed heights between buttons. Now need to set here the 13 and to save this here. Then after need to create here the row. First of all need to develop this here the Facebook buttons. Then after need to develop this here the Google buttons wrapped, and to set this here the children's, and we need to call this here the expanded children's. Inside we need to create this here the inkwell buttons, inkwells, and we need to set this here the on tabs events like this, and now need to create here the children's, and now need to first of all need to create here the containers, and also need to give this here the padding. Need to need this here const edge is inset symmetric, and to give this here the horizontal 20 we need to set this here like this sets here. Then after we need to set this here the height 36. After we need to set here the decorations, box decorations, and to set here the color need to set this here the Facebook color, and we need to set this X. Now open here the XD files and to copy this here the Facebook color. Select here, need to need this here color, copy, and we need to set here and set here the const value. Now need to set here the border radius, circulars, and we need to set this here the 18. Also need to give this here the inkwell buttons inside border radius, and give this here the comma. Now need to create here the this container children's, and to create here the row, and now we need to set here the children's, and now need to pass this here the image parameter, image assets, and to set this here the Facebook logo, copy this here the FB logo, copy relative path, need to set here. Now we need to set this here the width, we need to set this here the 12 and height, set here like this 12. And now need to pass this here the image text, need to need this here, need to call this here the expand widgets. First of all, inside we need to create here the text widgets, and we need to give this here the titles the Facebook. And now need to set here the styles, text styles, and now need to set here the color white, and then after need to set this here the font well regular. Like this you need to configure, and we need to calling here the const keyword, and we need to save this here. Look like this showing here the Facebook buttons, and now need to create here the Google buttons. Copy this here the expand and to paste this here. Now in between we need to give this here the width space, size box width we need to give this here the 13 const value. Like this we need to configure this here and to write down like this, save here like this showing here. Now need to create here the Google buttons. First of all need to copy this here the Google logo, copy relative path, and to set here the Google's now to showing like this Google logo, and also need to set here the colors, background colors to T color, XBG set this here, and also need to set this here the border radius, set here borders. Also need to give this here the colors T color border, and now we need to set here the width as a set here once, and fonts colors also need to change this here and to write down here the Google, and now need to set here the T color primary text. Remove this here const and to save this here, and also need to set this here the text lines as a center. Save here like show, copy, and to also need to set here text line as a centers. Like this UI are the showing for the sign up screens. Now need to configure this here the mobile number screens we need to develop here. First of all need to go inside the signups, login folder, inside to create here the mobile number screen dot dots. Now need to create here the stateful widgets, and to give this here the name mobile number screen like this, and to create here the material dependency. Now first of all need to need this here the text editing controllers. First of all need to need this here the text balls. Before need to create here the scaffolds, and to create here some UI, write down here the scaffolds, and to create here the globals text fields you need to develop here. First of all need to set this here the children's, not children's body, scaffold body. Inside need to set here the safe area. Then after we need to set this here safe area. Children's inside first of all need to set this here the padding. Const edges inside symmetric. Horizontals I need to set here the 13 comma scrolling. Now create here the children's, and to create here the column, and first of all need to set this here the cross axis alignment, set as a start. Now first of all need to set this here the width space, const size box, and we need to set this here the heights as a 30 like this configures. Then after we need to set this here the titles, we need to copy inside the sign up text, set here. Now need to set here the titles, enter mobile, enter your mobile number, and set here the remove these centers. Now need to set here the primary text. Import this here the color extensions. Now need to set this here the font 15s and semi bold. Font weight is a set here 600. Now need to copy here and to paste this here and to create here the height space as a 20 as this set here, and also to create here the round buttons. Const space. Now create here the round button, and to set this here the titles as a verify. Here. First of all, need to set here the is padding, so need to set here the false, and first of all need to configure this here screens inside the sign up. Click on here the mobile numbers. All this here the context dot push extension methods need to call this here the context dot mobile number screen and to semi. Now need to open the screens. Save here. Also need to save here. Now need to click. Now open this here the UI. Now need to create here the common text field. First of all need to develop, need to put this here the text fields like this UI. Need to draw here like this UI, and also need to give this here the width padding first of all between the text fields, and very need to set this here the 40. Now this. Now need to go inside the common widgets and to creating here the text fields. Create here the new file, and to give this here the round underscore text underscore field dot dots. Now need to create here the stateless widgets and to give this here the names as a round text field like, and also need to import here the material dependency. Now need to set here the needed some property. Need to set here the final variables. Declares here the first of all need to set here the int text int text. Then after need to need this here the final text editing controller and optionals. Set here the controllers. Then after need to need this here the keyboard text input type is equal to need to set here the question mark keyboard type. Then after need to create here the final bool question mark of secure text finals, and then after need to set here the widgets as a question mark set is a right. So this here. Now finals need to another variables need to need this here the is padding variables need to need this here. If unable then to set here the padding, otherwise not set padding. Give this here the bool variable and need to set this here. Now need to import this here all parameters here. Now first of all need to give this here the heights. Need to set here the 15 same as buttons. Then after need to set this here the margins const edges inset symmetric horizontals. If is a padding then to set here the 20, otherwise need to set here the 0 like this. Need to configure remove this here. Now need to create here the decorations and to develop this here the text box UI to set here the colors, the color XBG. Then after need to set this here the borders all, and we need to give this here the color the borders colors we need to set here, and also need to give this here the width 1. Then after we need to configure this here the border radius. Need to set this here the border radius circular 20 pi, and last ones we need to set here the comma. Then after we need to create here the children's and to develop this here the text fields UI we need to set this here. First of all we need to set this here the controllers as a controllers. Then after we need to set here the keyboard type as a keyboard type. Then after observe op secure text as a op secure text like this sets, and to set options set here false like this. Now need to set here the styles, text styles, set here the colors, the color primary text. Then after need to set this here the font size, need to set here the 16 like this. Need here the styles. After need to create here the decorations, set here the input decorations, and first of all need to set here the content padding. Const edges inset symmetric, so need to set this here the horizontal as a 20. Then after we need to configure this here the enable border is equal to input border null. Same as we need to create here the focus borders to set here the input border none. Then after we need to set here the hint text as a not help text hint. Give this here as a hint text. Then after configure this here the suffix icons, and to give this here the right like here. And after we need to hint styles, we need to set this here. Copy this here the styles, and to set here. Now need to set here the placeholder colors. Maybe not set here. Go inside, and to needed colors we need to put this here first of all. Secondary text also need to need this here to give this here secondary text. And we need to set here colors secondary. Then after we need to set here the placeholder color get placeholder is equal to set here the const color 9 for a pi a6 like the sets for the placeholders. Now copy and save this here, and to give this here the placeholder color. Now need to set here the font 15, and we need to set this here the font weight semi bolts 600 like this. We need to set here. Now need to configure these buttons inside the mobile numbers. We need to need this here. Now need to go here and to set this here round text field, and to set here the hint text need to copy here and each paddings you need to remove. Go stick fields, maybe need to set here paddings, optionals, and to by default need to set this here to false to save this here. Save. Now here showing here the phone number text fields and also need to set here the keyboard type text input and to set this here the phone number like this set here. Now creates here the OTP verification screens you need to develop. Go inside the login folders and to create here the new file inside these folders and to give this here the name OTP screen dot. First of all need to need this here the one library. Need to go inside the swap space and to import this here the new library and to give this here the names imports as a dependency inside. Need to set here the OTP text field version 2 and to set this here the version numbers maybe not showing here like this and also need to another OTP timer runs and to set this here the right and need this library. First of all need to check this here the library open this here the web browsers and you need to search this here the text fields open this here and to creating like this text fields are the set here. Now first of all need to save this here the swap space and to importance here the these lines. Now need to go OTP screens and to create here the stateful widgets and to give this here the name OTP screen. Now need to copy this here the mobile numbers inside scaffold and we need to set here. Also need to import here the material dependency like this. Also text colors. No need this text fields need to remove here. Needs here the round buttons. Now need to set this here the titles. Need to first of all set this here and we need to set here the center and fonts we need to set this here the 14s and we need to set here the regular font. Now do this here the width 35. Now need to open this here the our UI and copy this here and we need to import here version 2 and now need to first of all need to create here the controllers OTP text controller version 2 and to give this here the txt OTP like this copy here and to replace this here. Now need to set here the length as a 4. Now need to give this here the width. Use this here the context dot width extension methods multiply by 0.17. Then after need to set this here the width 15. Set as a box. Outline borders need to radius need to set this here the 13. Then after the text styles need to set this here the 25 and font weight need to set this here the medium and also need to set this here the colors as the text color primary text like this configures and to set this here and also need to set by save this here. Now go inside mobile number screens and to set here the const push extension methods and to call this here the OTP screens const value and to save this here. Now need to click here and open this here the OTP screens and also need to set this here the text lines set as a center. Save this here like is showing here. Now need to designs wise need to develop this here the change numbers and resend buttons need to develop here. First of all need to set here the row round row and to set here the main axis element set as a space between set here the comma. First of all need to set here the text buttons as a children's on this event and to write down here the const dot pop extension methods need to call this here. Then after need to set this here the text property and to set this here the text as a chain number. Set here the styles text styles and we need to set this here the color the color placeholder and font size well like this sets here. Now another need to develop this here the OTP timer buttons OTP timer button on press event and now need to set here the text copy this here this text property set here now need to set as a titles resend OTP and textile 12 and to give this here the color open this here the XD files and to get this here the color copy here paste this here. Now need to set here the types duration to set here the 16. Now another property background color the color primary text and button type need to set this here the text button and need to set here the const value and to save this here like this here the showing here the buttons shadow tips. Now need to develop here the name text fields need to develop here first of all need to create here the new files and to give this here the name screen dot dot rename this here type. Now first of all need to copy this here the mobile number screens to change this here's name as a name screen and now need to set here the titles enter your name scriptures also need to this here the your save years. Also need to save remove this here the types and need to give this here the examples code for and like this set here the examples like this we need to create comment these lines and to save this here. Now need to verify inside need to verify buttons inside need to open this here the screen context dot post extension methods need to call this here to set here the const and to write down here the name screen import series save. Now need to click on verify and to open this here the name screens. Now we need to develop here the select goal screens. First of all, we need to see this here the designs inside the XD files. Now need to create like this UI. Need to develop here. First of all, need to create here the new screens, new files. Give this here the names globe goal screen dot darts. Now first of all, need to create here the scaffold and to give this here the names goal screen and import here the material dependency. Now need to need this here the scaffolds. First of all, need to copy this here the mobile number scaffold and we need to replace with this here's containers. Import this here the color extensions and after the text fields no needs need to remove here's and need this here the button and set here turn buttons remove the screens. Now need to set this here the titles and to give this here the select your goal and to save this years. Now need to open this screen after the name and to change this here the next button uncomment these codes and to replace with this here this OTP screen and to set this here. Now here the set this here the next now need to click and to open this here the select gold screens are the openings here and to show this here. Now we need to create here the column and need to set here the children's and to give this here the names as pet loss. Another names we need to set here the weight grain and after muscle build grain and last ones set here the others and now need to use this here the map and need to set here the name and to return this here's container semicolons and to create here to list comma and also need to set here the 20. Now need to set here the creates here the select buttons. Now need to go round buttons and to copy this here the select buttons and need to set it as a change this here select buttons copy here paste this here like this property. Now need to configurations are the needs years. And we need to change this year element as a left. Need to set this years. Now use this year the buttons. Save here, select round select buttons. Now need to go inside the goal screens, round buttons. Now need to first of all the set here the titles as a give this here the name, and after set here the type, into set this here the line, and after is padding, so need to set this here the balls and font press event like this here, and to set here the property string, select name is equal to flag. This here's inside the change this here set state, and to give this here the name like this, save here, and also need to keep here the set here the image for the radio button, set here the image is equal to select name equal to name, and to give this here the radio button select image and unselect image, we need to set this here copy relative path, paste this here like this, and to save this here. Now need to configure the screens like this showing here. Also need to change this here the radius, round radius, need to set here circulars, copy here, set here comma. Also need to change here, save. Now click events are working good, and also need to give this here the vertical paddings. Need to go inside the full screen and to set here the padding, set here the symmetric verticals, and need to give this here the width as a 8, and look like here the UI are the showing our XD files. Open this here like this, but we need to put this here the done buttons. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're a new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications. If you have any question, so please write down in the comment sections. I'll help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.